Hi, and welcome to Community Connections. I'm Kevin from the North Little Rock Public Library. I'm a communications specialist. I'm joined by Victoria Spradley, who is with UAMS. She's at the Psychiatric Research Institute. I got it right. All right, I had to think about it. It's a lot of it's a mouthful there.
It is.
And you're an outreach coordinator. So what does it mean at UAMS at the Psychiatric Research Institute?
Yeah, so specifically, I'm an outreach coordinator for the AR Connect Now program. And basically, that puts me out in the community talking to whoever is willing to listen to me and learn about our program and the free services that we offer for mental health care.
Well, let's talk about that, because you and I had a chance to cross paths at the Unsheltered outreach fair that happened a couple of weeks ago. And I found out that you have some very unique services and services that I think a lot of people may not be aware of. So what are the things that you do there?
So AR Connect Now is a free comprehensive behavioral health treatment program. So we offer virtual therapy, psychiatry, and resource coordination for people of all ages within the state of Arkansas.
So if I am in a position where I've got somebody that is in my family, or maybe myself, that needs a look at mental health or some things to be done, I mean, what would I do? What were my steps?
Right. So we are actually accessible 24/7 by way of phone. So you can call any time of day, any day of the week. That includes holidays. And you can call to speak to a triage nurse. They will assess if you are in a crisis. If you're in a crisis, they'll direct you to the nearest emergency department or to call 911. But if you're not in crisis, they'll clarify with you that you are looking to schedule an appointment with AR Connect Now or be in touch with our care coordinators for resources, and they'll get you scheduled to speak to our intake coordinator within 48 business hours. And then from the time of that appointment, you'll get scheduled to speak to one of our therapists virtually within typically a business week.
And this is a free service, correct?
Absolutely free.
Okay.
And that's because we're grant funded.
And that's a big key to this.
Absolutely.
Victoria Spradley here. She's with UAMS. And I want to ask a couple of questions. I'm going to get into more about what you do, but one of the things I really want to know, when we talk about mental health in the country, and you and I are not going to solve that, but if people have physical issues, somebody might, my cat scratched me. It's a minor thing. You know, I've got a sore arm from getting a flu shot the other day. You may have a physical limitation temporarily. It may be something that's more long-term, but at the same time, we don't seem to equate that to mental health. For some reason, it seems like when we have people talking about mental health, it all gets thrown into a big bucket. Why is that? Because there are different degrees of anything. There's different degrees of, I don't feel good today to I'm actually sick. I mean, why is that with mental health? Why don't we equate it to the physical being too?
I wish I had a great answer for that, and I don't. I think part of that may still be stigma that surrounds talking about mental health, and especially in seeking mental health care. What I like to tell people is that mental health is health. Everybody has mental health. It's just, is it good or bad right now? Are you kind of level playing field right now? So it's really just, what are we doing to take care of our mental health from day to day? We go to our regular eye checkups, the dentist twice a year. We go to our PCP for a physical. But does everybody know where to go even for mental health care checkups?
Exactly.
Because that really is key to just even knowing where to go if you're having an exceptionally bad time span. Everybody has bad moods here and there, right? Or you might feel a little depressed or lower attitude and energy for some periods of time throughout the year. And that could be because of stressful times, or the holidays may bring out the best or worst in us. But it's recognizing that it's lasting longer than normal, and then knowing that you need to speak to somebody about that. Sure. And being okay with that.
I'm glad you went down that path, because I think it is exactly like that, where somebody may have something that's sore. They had a workout, they worked out too hard, and now their legs are sore or something. And that's a very simplistic explanation of it. But the mental health issue, somebody can be perfectly normal, I guess, but still have an up or a down or something along those lines. And when you do, I've never heard anybody that said that they had counseling or talked to somebody or looked into this, almost like you have a mentor that's going to help you with your mental health when you need it. And the stigma, I think it really needs to go away, because everybody has something at some point.
Sure. And some of our therapists like to describe it as, as having the therapist be the navigator on the bus and helping you. They might see obstacles that are coming before you do, and so helping you navigate those bumps in the road along your journey. So it's knowing who to turn to when you are in deep water and you need somebody to talk to that's a professional that's trained to help you navigate, those more challenging times. It's wonderful to have peers and family members that you can rely on through tough times as well. But there are mental health professionals who go to school and have training in helping you navigate significant times.
Do the mental health professionals ever get tired of hearing stories? They ever get tired of people talking? And I love the idea of the mental health professional because we just live in our head. We live in our little bubble, and it can give us a completely different perspective of what's out there. But yeah, do they ever get tired of that?
No, they love it. I mean, that's their job, and they love psychology. They love hearing from people. And no, I wouldn't say they ever get tired of it. They're always going to show up for their patients and be present with them and help them through whatever they're going through.
How do you know then if an issue is just something that needs basic counseling? You need to get some help with this issue. Maybe it dabbles into something else, or it's something more severe. How do you determine that?
Well, no issue is too small to take to a therapist, in my opinion. And I would probably bet that our therapists would agree with me in saying that.
Well, it's like it may be small to somebody else, but it's important to you.
Right. And err on the side of caution for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes what we're going through, we may think that it's because of one thing, and it may be because of something entirely different that you don't realize until you unpack it in a conversation with somebody that's completely removed from your everyday life and doesn't know all of the influences, day to day, or isn't able to, doesn't have any bias, right? They're just a third party member that's there to help you very objectively. And so they might help you unpack that it's actually whatever you're dealing with could be the result of something else entirely that you never even thought of. So no issue is too small to take to a therapist.
So really it's almost a GPS. It's like a guide to help you get where you want to be. I'm here, I want to be somewhere else. Okay.
It's a great way to put it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I know it was oversimplistic again, but I wasn't sure. I come at this with a little bit of experience because I have anxiety, panic disorder. So I've dealt with that. And so with that, it's not normal anxiety. And some people will tell you, well, just get over it. Well, I'd love to. If I could just get over it, I would, but that's not how it works. And I think a lot of times people believe that they can just fix themselves. And that can be very self-defeating if you do that type of thing sometimes.
Therapists will help you develop and learn strategies that will work for you so that you can continue using them throughout your days without necessarily having to check in with therapists every week. But it really is great to see a therapist that has more insight and experience with healthy coping mechanisms, and they can make sure that while we do want you to be independent and go flourish in life, like the therapist certainly wants you to be doing things in a healthy way, because there are certainly negative coping mechanisms as well that we think might be helping us, but in the long run, they could be hindering us.
Here with Victoria Spradley, she's with UAMS, the Psychiatric Research Institute. I really hope for the day when mental health is on par with physical health, that we understand it much more than what we do now, and at least some of the stigmas aren't there. Now, let's say that it is a situation where you've got a more major issue of an emergency. Somebody is perhaps suicidal. Somebody's extremely depressed. Somebody's just in that spot. We hope we never get there, but it does happen. What does somebody need to do to reach out to you then?
Know the number 988. 988 is the suicide prevention hotline number. You can call that number. You can even text that number now if you're more comfortable doing that. But know that number. If you can't remember AR Connect Now's number, 988 is a crucial number to remember. That is a hotline. So that is live all of the time to help people in crisis. Now, on the flip side, if it's not necessarily a crisis, AR Connect Now is accessible by phone 24/7. So if you have somebody that may be struggling, or you think they may benefit from speaking to a mental health professional, or maybe they just need their basic needs met, like finding food and shelter, because we know that can impact one's mental health, right?
Yeah.
So if you know anybody in the community that could benefit from talking to a mental health professional or therapist, as we call them, give them our phone number. It can be as simple as that, and just say, hey, you might check out their website, or you might give them a call and see if it's a good fit for you. I mean, it's at no cost to them, so they've got nothing to lose.
Certainly. It's funny. Sometimes you're not invited to the party finds you. And so you can find yourself in a crisis situation that you didn't create.
Right.
And you need help for yourself. You may need help for your kids. There's so many different reasons. And again, we know how to reach you. Is there a website also?
We do have a website. You can go to uams.health/ARConnect now, and you can read all about how we got started. You can browse a couple pages of mental health resources. So that'll categorize them by region of the state. That's a super easy link to share to people if they're also, if they want to browse online first for, whether that's food, shelter, respite care programs, community centers near them. All kinds of resources are listed on there. A second page of resources that we offer include substance abuse and alcohol treatment programs. So you can find names of those places around the state as well on our website.
I love it. She knows her stuff. Victoria Spradley here with UAMS. Again, I hope the day comes when it is a very easy thing to do. And it sounds like it's becoming easier to get the assistance you need, whether it's just basic maintenance or something more severe. We're going to have information here at the library too, and we're going to leave that out. So if anybody wants it, they can come by and pick it up for free. So thank you for bringing that.
Absolutely.
You've been watching Community Connections. I'm Kevin, Communications Specialist. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to follow us online at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and our current website, nlrlibrary.org. And we'll catch you next time. Have a great day, and thank you, Victoria. Appreciate you.
Thank you.